Hello everyone, my name is Adai Maximoyo, and this is my presentation on a part of the Araminta story. It is part 4. It's called The Warrior Rescuing Us, a military operation. Araminta freeing Cactus was a military operation. For those who thought she was just going to the south saying, psst, psst, you want to go to freedom? No, you're wrong. It was a very thoroughly thought out planned operation. Now, in order to show you that's true, I'm going to compare you to another military operation, and I'm bringing in another black freedom fighter. How many of y'all know of Assata Shakur? And what organization was she a part of? Do any of y'all know where she is now? Cuba, huh? Do y'all know how she got there? She was broken out of prison. The BLA broke her out. Was that a military operation? Yes. She was broken out of a maximum security prison. If that is not a military operation, then what is? What we need to do is express our thanks. For the political prisoners like Mutulu Shakur, we need to thank them for all they have done for our people. Just a simple thank you. Now, just like the BLA broke out Assata, Araminta was breaking out our people out of the plantation. Now, that was just as much of a military operation. It wasn't just sneaking in saying, hey, you want to go to freedom? No, it was a military operation that was organized. She went down 19 times in order to sneak out the black cactus. Not only that, she had to take them 500 miles with white people on their tail. If that is not a military operation, then I don't know what is. To do all that is certainly equivalent to breaking someone out of a maximum security prison. And not to mention, she did it 19 times. And remember, guys, she did all of this with a $300,000 bounty on her head. And that was back in the 1800s. Today, $300,000 back then would be worth $1 million. She would sneak into the plantations, get the captives, and then travel 500 miles with the equivalent to $1 million bounty on her head. Plus the fugitive captive law saying that she wasn't safe even after she crossed the Mason-Dixon line. She had to use military tactics and had to make decisive, smart decisions. Everything had to be set up beforehand. Now, I'm sure that many of us have heard Araminta being labeled with the label abolitionist. So let's state the facts. Araminta first escaped by herself. Then she went back down and got out other captives. And then with them, she traveled 500 miles. And she did this 19 times with $1 million bounty on her head. I'd like to ask, have y'all ever heard of an abolitionist doing something so revolutionary as that? I know I haven't. Araminta wasn't an abolitionist, she was a freedom fighter. I've never heard of an abolitionist going down and taking Africans out, let alone 19 times. I feel like when I hear the word abolitionist, it makes it seem like that person is working for this country. What do you think when you hear the word abolitionist? So, let's paint our picture of Araminta. She went down, avoiding getting caught and risking her life. She went all the way down from Canada to below the Mason-Dixon line, at the risk of being sold back to captivity, or even being killed. So she came and picked up the black captives, then made her way back up with all the escaped captives with her, and white people on her tail. Plus, she had the equivalent to $1 million bounty on her head. And through all this, she never lost one passenger. She was brave, right? You see, she was brave even before she escaped. A man had been trying to escape captivity, and he was followed by an overseer. Araminta went too, and she blocked the overseer's path as the man escaped. The overseer had thrown a heavy weight and hit her in the head. She was affected from the rest of her life from that. For the rest of her life, she started having blackouts. Now, some people think that later on in her life, these blackouts gave her wisdom from the ancestors, that they were spiritual. But no matter whether this is true or not, we know that her group did what? Her posse did what? Protect her? I mean, once she blacked out, that would have been a good time to run. That is, if they were being threatened, right? Y'all heard of Araminta with her gun. She used to threaten the black captives to go with them, saying free or die. Nah, that makes no sense. How are you going to threaten someone for 500 miles without giving them any chances to run away at all? It just doesn't make sense. You see, they weren't even threatened in the first place, because they stayed when she blacked out. They protected her. That is because there were no threats in the first place. They were prepared to go and resolved to go. They fought, maybe even took out some of the white people themselves, but they sure enough protected Araminta. Let's move on, because in order for Araminta to do all those military operations for other people, she had to run away herself. So it's time for her and her brothers to run away. But when they ran, after they got a certain distance, the brother said, I wanted to go back. Now, none of them wanted to go back, but they did. Now, some tell that story like the siblings were too scared to continue, like they loved captivity and they were cowards. No, there are many situations in which they could have encountered. They could have been white people. They could have been any sort of situations. Who knows why they went back? Later on, she ran away again, and she made it. She made it, but she herself said that she wouldn't be free until her family was too. So she wouldn't be free without her family, and she went back down. This time, she went for her brothers. Now, everything was good, but one brother had a problem. His wife was pregnant with a child and was forced to make a choice. So the brother had to make that choice. Stay with his wife or follow Araminta to freedom. Now, I like to ask the brothers watching this video, what would y'all do? Would you leave your wife for freedom, or would you stay and help her? In this situation, there really is no right or wrong. Now, I wanted to ask the sisters in the room a question. Would you tell your significant other to stay or go? There's no right or wrong to this question either. So, that brother stayed, and the baby was born, and she gave birth. And then she looked at the baby, then looked at the brother, and said, if you can still make it, go. They were 40 miles ahead. He grabbed his stuff and grabbed a weapon, then took off. He ran all night long to catch up. All night long. For this military operation for freedom. Do you think that is a scared, terrified brother? No, that just makes no sense. This is the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoy, and thank you.